Hey, what's up, y'all? It's CP from Blue Eclipse Productions. And yo, in this video, man, in a way, it's sort of like a response to, you know what I'm saying, Boogie. You know, he's like the video game guy who does a lot of characters and whatnot. He did a video where he was giving his explanation on why he thinks is complete BS, that it's the fault of the video games for the mass shootings and whatnot. And I commend him on that. I felt like he did a very good explanation, but at the same time, there's still a lot of other details that weren't talked about, and that's what I'm here to talk about today. Now, normally I'm a music channel and whatnot. I just talk about doing music. But with the massive, the mass shootings that have been happening lately, it's got a lot of people, talking about a lot of stuff where, they're misinformed, or maybe they know some of these truths, but they twist it around to try to win the argument in their favor and whatnot. So I'm going to say my piece as a public service announcement, pretty much. Just to, brush y'all up on what things actually are, what is actually going on right now, and why things need to change. Now, I'm not trying to talk to you like you're dumb, but I mean, literally, I had to write this down. I had to write down the Second Amendment, because this has to be one of the most abused and confused amendments that we have. Because, you have people that want to twist it around to favor their agenda, and then you have people that understand and know the context of what the Second Amendment is and what it's for and why it was created. I'm just gonna read it literally. It says, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Now, if you're just speed reading through this, you would think the right of the people to keep and bear arms. Oh, fuck, yeah. Oh, man, that means I can go out and get some guns and stuff. No. The context of what this amendment is, it says a well-regulated militia. What is a militia? A militia is an unorthodox army that's not affiliated with any particular country, but could be tied to a country, but for the sake of argument, it's not like an official army. It's an unorthodox army. But they did specifically say a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. So, we're supposed to be free and have liberty, right? Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. What they were saying is the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. They weren't talking about me or you or your neighbor or your uncle that likes to go out and hunt turkeys and shoot deer and all this other bullshit. It was simply to say that a well-regulated militia has the right to bear arms and to protect its citizens, not the citizens, because we're not regulated. We're not trained for combat. Most people that buy guns don't even know how to use them in the first place. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to say my piece on that part first before we lead into everything else. Now, second point being is the NRA. That's the National Rifle Association. The NRA was created in the late 1800s as a way to, believe it or not, as a way to help educate people about guns and gun safety and how to become better marksmen, in terms of the Army and in terms of civilian at the time, right? That was the original cause for it. But here's the problem, which leads to today, all right? what I said in the comments, that a lot of people just fucking, they want to call me, oh, you're conspiracy theory. You don't know what you're talking about, blase, blase. Look, what I was talking about is the NRA used to be about being in favor of civilian safety, right? But over the years, they have become manipulated by a little something called, okay? And who are they manipulated by? The gun manufacturers. Halliburton, all of them. The gun manufacturers, right? Because what happens is, you have to understand basic politics. In order for a law to be introduced, it has to be introduced by a congressman, or, you know, in terms of like the federal law or even the state law, it has to be introduced by a representative or a senator or somebody that's a part of Congress. Okay, so what these guys do is they go to Capitol Hill and they basically lobby. Lobbying is when you try to persuade politicians to introduce legislation for your cause, right? So the NRA, they're a nonprofit organization, but they're also an activist cause, right? Same thing with the gun manufacturers. Now, they're a for-profit organization or whatever, but same thing, they also do lobbying, just like bankers do lobbying, just like oil companies do lobbying. All the rich people, I'm not saying all rich people, but most of the wealthiest people in the country or big companies send people out to Washington to lobby. And another way that they do this is by saying, well, look, man, check this out. Yo, I'll give you, like, are you running for president? Oh, okay, look. So check this out, right? Like, I'll give you like $1 million. You know what I'm saying? But what you need to do is, like, I scratch your back, you scratch mine. So don't come out there and say some crazy stuff about us. You know what I'm saying? Just go out there and say some crap that'll protect us. And if you keep doing that, we'll keep handing you money. You know what I'm saying? Now, when you put this into the bigger picture of things, this is why you have politicians that will come out and say, oh, all of this senseless gun violence, it's because of the video games, it's because of the movies, it's because of the drugs in the streets and the drug problems, it's because of cutting funding for the mentally ill, for, you know, people that need help in their head and whatnot. It's like they're coming up with all these, to be frank, bullshit reasons as a distraction, as a way to keep me and you arguing over, well, is this right or is that wrong, or is it this or is it that? So it takes the heat off of the source of the problem, which is the NRA and the gun manufacturers. Because every time that there's a mass shooting, right, people think, oh shit, man, I don't feel safe. Like, yo, I'm gonna go buy some more guns. And every time this happens, guess what? The NRA, I mean, not the NRA, but the gun manufacturers make a profit. They make a profit off of this shit. They've been making a profit off of this for so long. For so long. And we fall for it every single time. The answer is not more guns. The answer is we need tighter legislation. And we need to get rid of some of these guns. The reason why I'm saying this, am I just making this up? I'm just pulling this out of my ass? No, because if you look at other countries where they have done gun regulation, for example, Australia, they had a mass shooting in the 90s, right? I think it was like 96 or 97. You know what I'm saying? They had a mass shooting. Bunch of people got killed. Whole nation was outraged. And you know what happened? It wasn't no political red tape and all this other nonsense. No, they literally introduced a crap load of legislation, confiscated millions of guns, damn near, I think, 1/3 of the amount of guns that were in circulation in Australia at that time, and just pretty much outlawed it. You know what I'm saying? And made it tough, right? So when you look at the numbers, the amount of people that die from gun violence is significantly lower over there than it is here in America. Same thing with Japan, same thing with the UK, same thing with any other nation where guns are regulated. But the difference with us is that we have the damn near the least amount of gun regulation, and we have the most gun violence, and we have the most circulation of guns per capita. And how did this happen? Because the lobbyists went to the politicians, you know, loosened up the gun laws and stuff, and they get on TV and they say, yeah, guns are great. Go buy more guns. You know what I'm saying? You have the right to bear arms. Blase, blase. So that way, they can continue receiving money from the NRA, and the NRA, I mean, not the NRA, but they can continue receiving money for their campaign donations and whatnot, and the gun manufacturers can continue to make money. It's all a big scam, dog. If you're a gun enthusiast, you're being played. You're being flat out played. And if you don't believe what I'm saying, just Google it. Look it up. I'll include some links in the description box, as a matter of fact. You know what I mean? Do a little research, use your head, think wisely, and let's fix this problem. Let's look at the source of the problem. We got too many guns and not enough legislation, and it's time to put these politicians' feet to the fire and call them out on their bullshit. It's not because of video games. It's not because of movies or rap music or music in general. It's not because of, no, it's not because of none of that. Y'all tried that back in the 90s with Mortal Kombat and it didn't work. You tried that with GTA, it didn't work. Now you want to say it's because of Black Ops or Mass Effect 3? Come on, man, get real, man. CP from Blue Eclipse Productions. Leave a comment if you, like, you know what I'm saying, if you're confused about what I'm talking about, for real.